Well, I'm practicing making the drop leaf supports now. So this is a mock-up of the apron. It's 19 inches long, and this is 1.125" here. And what I did was I cut the angles with the handsaw here because it swings in. You want it to stop when it gets to this particular parallel. And then to cut the groove on the bottom, since I want to reuse the same material, rather than drill a hole in the end over here, I used what's called plunge cutting. So you hold it straight down on the end. It has a nice flat end here on it. And then you tip it and ease it into to cut, and it's because of the vibration of the blade, it's a little sloppy in the beginning, but as you can see here, it's pretty straight, and you need a gap so that the piece can swing back and forth. So we'll see how that works. I'm making the last of the cut here by turning the saw around. And I'm sure I need to trim out a little bit of this here needs to be sawed out a little bit, then it'll fall right out. So that's next. Well, here's my contraption. What I did was got myself some 1/4" bolts and then sawed the heads off of them, and I drilled this. The bolt goes down here into the wood about 3 inches, so it's well supported. And so I drilled a 3/4" hole into the piece that I had sawed out before, and I put a small washer on the bottom there so that the piece wouldn't bottom out, but that does make it wiggle a little bit. I don't think it can rest on the wood because then you wouldn't be able to swing it. So it protrudes from the top here, about 1/16 of an inch. And that's because you have the same problem when you go to mount the thing, which is, it would be about like this when it's on the table. And I don't have any clamps that will reach that, so I'm going to have to figure out some other way of pressing it down. But it rocks a little bit now because of that 1/16 of an inch center, and I don't know what it'll do when there's actually some force down. Of course, I could pre-drill a small indentation in the bottom of the top here. But again, I don't think you want it flush up against the top. There has to be some separation there. And then to swing it out, you would just push on this side, and it would swing out like that to hold up the top, and then to lower it, you just swing it, and it stops automatically because of the way you cut the angles on the piece. So I think that'll work. The question is how deep to allow for this little bit of separation that we have to have off of the top there. So I'm going to work on it. So I decided to use figure-8 fasteners for the top, and what I did is I drilled with a Forstner bit a off-center hole here about 1/8 of an inch deep, and then attached the figure-8 fastener underneath underneath here with a screw going that way, and then of course you use a screw going this way. So I had a piece of scrap here where I then screwed it down, and you can see here, unless you do it like you would, push it in and it turns. It's a little tight in the middle there, but that's what you would want. So, and of course it'll loosen up over time too. So in about 100 years, it'll probably get loose and fall off. So, so I think that's a pretty good contraption there. So all I do is got to do 3 more of those on the good aprons, and we'll be done with the supports. Well, there you have it. I attached it and it worked okay, but I lowered this to about a 64th is about all that it sticks up out of here now, and then reattached it to the board. And while it's quite a bit tighter, it still moved pretty good. So I can actually adjust that because there's a thread on the other end, and I just grab it with the pliers and turn it until it's the right depth. But I think this is what I'm going to go with. So I've got to take apart the base of the table over here to get the aprons out, and then cut them out. So that's the next step. Cutting out the angled supports on the aprons here, and that's a 30-degree angle. One at each end, and then I'll plunge route that with the jigsaw. Well, after installing the drop leaf supports, it was time to glue it up. I could have drilled the holes in the top for the figure 8 fasteners, but I figured I'd wait until I actually could lay it on the table and mark it. So that shouldn't be too hard using a Forstner bit, 3/4 of an inch. Anyway, so I'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll mount it up on the tabletop and see how well those supports work. This is with the top open and the supports supporting the leaves. So I think the top is not fastened, obviously, until after it's been stained, etc. But I think it's going to work out quite well with this type of support.